What's up, Wikimaniacs? Apologies, audio listeners, but our video listeners can appreciate Sean's hair.
Who is
Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
What's going on, Wikimaniacs? Welcome back to another Am I the Asshole Friday episode. I'm your host, Josh. Joined with me, my boys, John and Sean. What's going on?
So a playlist or like a song was playing in my head. Sean was hella slow motion. George Michael, Careless Whisper was just singing in my head. Right.
You know Baywatch where they run in slow motion? It was
That
like that,
too.
but when he whipped his hair back and forth.
Mm.
You gonna put that in the video edit, Josh?
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Mm.
And then just get us demonetized with some song immediately.
Just to f with him, just put the Seabat song.
Oh, there we go.
That will also still hit us with the...
Oh, yeah.
Let's just get clean John recording the CBAT. Here we go. And then just put that on repeat with the
Clip
slow-mo.
that.
Yeah, I can't...
Put it over the intro. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're not going to do that, though.
That's too much work for
That's a
Josh.
lot of work, Josh.
Way too much work for Josh.
I'll try my best.
We're like, he's already down a day, all right? So that's too much work.
Apologies. Hey, so the listeners, good guy J&J over here, they let me push back the recording back because I had a test to yesterday.
How'd you do?
I didn't let you guys down. 91.82.
Hey.
Yes.
So far, all A's.
Wait, I'll do what my parents did. Why wasn't it a 92?
I'm so sorry. If you round it up,
Asian for a reason. Proud of you, brother. Good job.
Thank you, brother.
What's
Yeah,
it? Second class?
Second class, got a A in the first class. Halfway through my second class, A in that class.
Goddamn right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, big hair, big brain. What else is big, Sean?
I deserve the nothing. That's quiet. That's it, actually.
Strike two. I'm out.
Yeah, I got two.
Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
We're proud of you. Your mother and I.
I'm the mommy.
No,
We could both be daddies.
man, y'all don't watch Love Island, but when John said mommy, there's like a clip. Like one of the contestants is a mom, but she like isn't telling everybody that she's a mom. So she's like telling everybody one by one in Love Island and like,
Oh, is that the
making it a big
TikTok
deal. It's
trend
like,
clip?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm a mom. Huh? I'm a mommy. Mamacita. No, I'm a mom. Mom of what? A dog?
That's going to slap to the few people that are
Yeah.
on the TikTok side.
Hey, there's a lot of people that watch Love Island. I'm
That's
not
true.
alone in here.
That's true. That's
Isn't
true.
there a controversy going on right now? Some girl
Yeah,
got
one of
kicked out?
the so far this season has had 2 contestants kicked off the island for racial slurs that they've used on social media.
Oh, man.
One of the girls got kicked off day 1, didn't even get to sleep the first night. They found post of her on a podcast saying the N-word.
Oh,
Guess what? She's not black. Then the second
guessed
one,
that.
on the island for the whole month. We're probably in the last week of the show. And she got kicked off. And she was in a pretty serious committed relationship. But Instagram stories showed that she uses the Asian slur that starts with a C a lot. Well, I don't know about a lot, but she used it at least once, maybe twice. I don't know.
I mean, isn't more than once a lot?
Probably more. Yeah, more than 0 is not ideal, I will
Yeah.
say.
That's crazy.
I think she was talking about Botox, and she was like, I like getting Botox because it makes my eyes look less.
Oh,
That word.
And then somebody's
Right.
like, ooh, I think that's a bad word. Like, sent her a DM, and then she DM back, oh, well, good thing I didn't use it in an offensive way. I think you did.
wait, well,
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
Okay.
a conversation, right? Like a lot of like Asian slurs are just so normalized, and it's like, no one really
Yeah.
takes it seriously for some.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say probably not on the same level for sure. I don't think any slur is on quite that level, or at least for, I mean, I don't know. I've been called the C word, and it's kind of,
Oh, a bunch of times for me too.
yeah, but I mean, it's,
Fresh off the boat is a lot
Yeah.
more commonly used. For
I feel
a lot of
like
people.
the fresh off the boat people took control of it. I don't know. I feel like
In a good
Asians
way,
are in control of that. If,
Oh, okay. I understand.
you know what I'm saying? Someone calls us
the white people took control of it.
No, no,
That's not good.
Y'all tried.
I'll sink your boat. What are you talking about?
God damn.
Enough Love Island for the. I would be willing to bet actually that a good majority of our listeners want.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I forgot we're a Reddit podcast. Let's talk assholes today, guys.
Yeah. We can do our Love Island podcast.
This is
some other
big
time.
Monday energy, and I apologize, listeners.
No worries. Let's move into the first story here. Posted by Baby Blue Can't Read, and neither can we. Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for telling my friend I don't want to end up like her after she told me to lower my standards?
Oh, jeez.
So kind of the reverse of the one we did last week.
There's been a lot of blunt brand lately.
Quote unquote.
No, I think it's out of pocket. I was going to say not the asshole because maybe the friend is married to an asshole. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the friend's fault. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's the friend's fault for marrying an asshole. We'll see. I'll say asshole.
I like the drama. Let's go not the asshole.
Ooh. All right. So, I, 22 female, met Rachel, 23 female, 3 years ago in university, and we became friends. For context, I have never dated before, and I'm okay with that. I don't purposely seek out relationships, and I am comfortable being myself. I have a few close friends, and this is enough for me. In contrast, Rachel has had a lot of boyfriends and doesn't like to be single, her words. She met her husband Max 2 years ago in one of the university classes, and they quickly began dating. He isn't the most pleasant guy to be around in my opinion, and they had quite a few big arguments during the relationship. He even tried to flirt with me, and I told Rachel about it, but she dismissed it, saying he was probably just trying to butter me up so I would help him with homework, which is a terrible
Not any better, I don't think.
Right?
No.
It's like, is your boyfriend that stupid that they can't do their own goddamn homework?
Yeah. He told some pretty sexist jokes in the past as well. Whenever they fought, I told Rachel she deserves better and to break up with him, but in the end, they always made up. He proposed to her after 1 year and they got married 4 months ago. However, after they moved in together in the flat that Rachel's parents pay for, Max became even worse. He never helps out with cleaning or cooking, doesn't really take Rachel out on dates anymore, and when she tries to talk to him about it, Max tells her to stop complaining about wife duties.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Max really sucks, Sean. Does that change your mind a little bit?
If they haven't had, like, OP and the friend had conversations, like, yeah, you should probably leave. It is kind of, I still think it is a wild out of left park thing.
Fair.
So far. But,
okay.
I mean, well deserved to say because this guy does suck complete ass.
Yeah, Rachel should raise her bar.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, Rachel asked me if I would like to go on a date with one of her friends from high school who is single and looking for a relationship. I've never been on a date before, so I agreed out of curiosity. We went to a nice restaurant, and the guy never asked me a single question about myself. And after I got tired of coming up with questions about him, we just sat the rest of the meal in awkward silence.
Damn.
Which is exactly a date I had before, which I've talked about on the podcast in reverse. I was like, okay, I don't know what to ask you anymore. I guess this is over. So we split the bill, and after he walked me back to the subway station, he tried to kiss me.
30 minutes of awkward silence. Yeah, I think this is going well. I'm going to go for the kiss.
I'm nailing this.
It couldn't be any better than right now.
Oh. I declined as politely as I could and went home. The next day, I met up with Rachel. Apparently, she's already heard about how the date went from her friend, and she asked me why I rejected him. I told her the reasons I mentioned before and that I didn't really like the guy. Then she rolled her eyes and said I need to lower my standards because I'm honestly not that attractive.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
Rachel, you kind of deserve the pain that you're going through right now.
Never mind.
Oh, she continues saying that I blew maybe my only chance to date, and if I continue like that, I'll end up alone forever.
I'd rather be alone
Than with Max, for sure.
Yeah.
Even though she knows I'm fine without a relationship. Also, I'm not insecure about my appearance, but hearing my friends say that about me definitely hurt.
Yeah.
I got angry and said, better to be alone forever than end up like you with a husband that doesn't respect me.
Fire. A bar.
She started crying and said that I'm being rude when she's just trying to look out for me, and then left. We haven't texted or spoken since. Honestly, I'm not sure I want to salvage this relationship after finding out this is how Rachel felt about me this whole time.
Hell no.
However, I feel guilty for saying this to her when I knew it was a sore spot, and also for kind of blaming her for the fact that her husband is awful. So am I the asshole in this situation?
No.
No.
She opened herself up nasty with the "you're ugly" comment. What?
Yeah.
What is up with friends telling friends that they're ugly?
Yeah. Build your friends up.
Yeah, hype them up.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
It's one thing to like if you're joking around and like bugging each other, but this is a serious conversation that you two are having, and she said it very, very for real.
Yeah, there's always jokes, there's roasting and all that stuff. That's fun and games, But this was you're gonna be alone, like for real. Like you blew it. That was your one chance. You're ugly. You expect me to just fucking take it?
Exactly.
All of those at once? Fucking, you just went off the rip. You went crazy on me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. You don't want me to say shit? That's crazy. No way.
And this is like Rachel's throwing stones from a glass house. Like you lowered your standards too much, Rachel. What the fuck?
Way too much.
Rachel threw like 5 insults. OP threw 1. You know what I mean?
Rapid fire. And she's the one that like played victim off the bat.
Like, whoa, you're being rude. What were you just doing?
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm also going not the asshole in this scenario. I mean, we can all be in agreement that Max is the ultimate douchebag in this situation. But I have a feeling Rachel is kind of enabling him in a way, just because there was already that instance in the beginning. Say, OP was telling Rachel, say, "Hey, I think your boy was trying to flirt with me." There was already that instance where he's just like, she was like, "Hey, I think this person is not good for you," and she brushed it off and say, he's just trying to like get in your good graces. And I don't know. I'm assuming at this point, but it's probably a lot of it in the a lot that's going on in the relationship where she's excusing his terrible behavior. Again, not to excuse, he's a douchebag, but I think she's also playing into that, him being like that, too. And kind of like what you guys said already. First of all, let's normalize people not wanting to have a relationship.
Yeah. Oh,
it's perfectly fine. She said she was happy. She's not really dating around. She's not insecure about shit. She knows who she is as a person. Why are we going to insult people for having that choice? People who are like aromantic exist. People who are asexual exist. Just because you think that having a partner is what society thinks is normal doesn't mean it's what works for everybody. So I don't think Rachel shouldn't be shaming people for not wanting to have somebody.
So Reddit deemed not the asshole. And I figured, we've read we've talked about every comment that could be commented. So I wanted to check in on the most controversial comment.
Of course.
And so you guys can respond to this one. So Lucky Turn 8913 said, "Everyone sucks. She could have said what she said differently without bringing up your looks and being less judgmental. You didn't have to use her marriage against her. She just got married not that long ago again, and it's like you threw her abusive husband in her face. You could have said this differently and still got your point across." And then in quotes, "Maybe you need to raise your standards because your husband is sexist and abusive and you deserve better than that." End quote. "Don't get me wrong, this is hurtful too, but it comes off as more of you giving her a taste of her own medicine, but you're more dabbing the husband instead of attacking her directly." So I don't know. The comments like this are stupid because it's like, so Rachel can be as mean as she wants to her, and then she can't clap back. Like Rachel's doing personal comments to her, and you just expect her to take that.
I think
and then
when you seriously call your friend ugly,
you kind of opening up yourself for, if you slap me, I'm going to slap the shit out of you back too.
Well, and it's just like these backseat Reddit comments that are like, "Oh, you should have crafted your words better." It's like, and we've said this before too, but in hindsight, it is dumb because it's like when you're in the moment, you're not really thinking about it. You're just like, "Oh shit, my friend just said something insane. I'm going to clap back like immediately." Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I think this person's overanalyzing it. I think Rachel said some mean shit, got a little taste of her medicine and is now butthurt about it. But also like, I don't know if OP is the asshole because
no, I mean,
she was put in the situation.
There could be a situation where, Max is indeed like an abusive partner where it seems like there's a huge potential that is, but that doesn't give Rachel excuse to kind of what you point saying is that doesn't give her an excuse or a pass to be a shitty friend towards OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to the next one, posted by Deleted.
Coward.
Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for excluding my 17-year-old brother from family events because I don't want him influencing my kids?
All right, well, hold on. Let me try to take that back. Is your brother one of those red pill dudes?
Yeah, he could be an incel, and I wouldn't want an incel around my kid, to be honest.
Or this could be another way around. This could be some sort of a homophobic person. So,
Could be as well.
Who, OP or?
Well, I mean, either could be.
I guess either way, yeah.
to be honest, yeah.
There is a trigger warning for homophobia. So you nailed it, John.
I feel like because OP deleted their comments, they're the ones that are homophobic. That's my guess.
Whoa.
Could be.
Context
We've
clues.
also had deleted users that are not
That's
problematic. Just maybe don't want the heat or something like that. Who knows? All right. So I, 32 female, am a mother of 3, 8 male, 6 female, and 4 male. And I've been dealing with some pushback lately about a decision I made involving my younger brother, Ryan, 17 male. I didn't think it was that controversial, but I've been called some really hurtful things online, so I'm here for a neutral
I
perspective.
think you might be right, John.
Ryan came out as gay about a year ago.
Oh, nailed it, John.
You nailed it.
Bam!
Nosta John Miss is back.
Yeah. He didn't make a big deal out of it, just told our parents, and then word slowly spread out to the rest of the family. My parents weren't happy, and there's definitely some tension in the house since. We were raised very traditionally, and my family's view is that we love Ryan, but we don't support that lifestyle. Which is
So you
such a
don't
dumb-
love Ryan.
Yeah, so you don't love or support Ryan. Cool. Even though Ryan isn't flamboyant or in your face, I still find his presence around my kids to be concerning.
Ugh.
He dresses normally, doesn't bring up relationships around them, and honestly is pretty quiet at family events. But still, he's openly gay. That's enough to make me uncomfortable, especially since my kids are so young and curious. What the fuck?
Okay, and they're openly gay.
What
You're
the
openly
fuck?
bigoted. And your views supposed to be the ones that are good? Those are the example that you want to set to your kids to be hateful of other people just because who they are? Get off
Especially
your fucking
family.
high horse, OP, and your
are
whole
you-
family.
What are we
Piece of
doing?
shit.
This is insane. It's like, well, I mean, none of that stuff should be a thing to exclude him for. Like if he was flamboyant or
Yeah,
you know,
none of
talking
it.
about relationships,
None.
none of that should be quote unquote concerning. But like, he doesn't do any of that. So I don't know what you want from him. You just want him to not be around. You're fucking insane. So a few months ago, after a family barbecue, my daughter asked me, "Is Uncle Ryan a girl?" I guess because of his voice being softer and how he keeps to himself. I asked her why she thought that, and she said she heard one of the cousins say he likes boys. That's when I realized, even without saying anything, Ryan's presence was raising questions I'm not ready to answer.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck. You're a parent. You had kids. You should be ready to answer fucking pretty easy questions like this. It's fucking insane.
I hate these people.
This is like a 2-sentence that, yeah, some boys like boys, some boys like girls, some boys don't like anybody. Some boys like both.
Yeah.
and that's perfectly
And that's
fine.
all
They're-
fucking normal. Who cares?
Well, especially like, what is her daughter?
4?
6?
Six?
She's 6. So you explain that to her. She goes, okay. And then moves on. Like a kid's not going to care.
like no matter what, that's still Uncle Ryan. However they want to, what the title they want from there.
Exactly. So I talked to my mom about it and she agreed Ryan being around could, quote, confuse the younger kids.
Oh my God.
She said she loves him, but wishes he would keep himself, that part of himself, private. I felt validated. So I decided I wouldn't invite Ryan to the events that involve my children unless he was willing to not bring up or acknowledge his sexuality in any way.
He already is not doing that.
Yeah.
He's just chilling quiet at these parties.
To be clear, he's never brought a boyfriend around. He's never been physically with anyone in front of the family, but I still feel like the idea of Uncle Ryan being gay is inappropriate for small children. I want my kids to grow up with strong moral values and traditional views of family. So homophobic, racist, sexist, cool. They'll learn about other lifestyles when they're older. I just don't think now is the time. When Ryan wasn't invited to my son's birthday party, he didn't say anything directly.
Because they don't give a fuck about you, bro.
But my younger sister, who's in college and suddenly progressive, messaged me a long paragraph about how I'm a bigot and Ryan has done nothing wrong.
Yup.
She said he is already feeling alone in the family and I'm making it worse.
Yep.
She also said he cried after finding out he was excluded again. Now, people online and even some extended family are saying I'm punishing Ryan just for existing. But that's not it. I love my brother.
Do you?
Yeah, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
What is it? What do they always say? Ain't no hate like Christian love or
Christian
something?
love.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I just don't want my kids exposed to something I don't support. I'm raising them to believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. If they see their uncle being openly different, won't they start questioning everything we teach them? I mean, I would question everything you're teaching them. My husband agrees with me, as do my parents, but my sister said if Ryan cuts off contact with us when he turns 18, we'll all be to blame. She even said, what if he hurts himself? Are you ready to live with that? That really upset me because I didn't do anything to him. I just want to protect my children.
You stupid fucking bitch.
So am I the asshole for setting this boundary?
Yes. Okay. Everyone that's listening to this podcast or watching this podcast right now, I want you to take a look wherever Sean is in the frame currently. Okay. This man right here is very in tune with his faith. And he is very handsome as fuck. Look at that hair, guys. My God. This is someone who you should look up to in terms of how you could be, in tune with your faith and still respecting that there are people out there who might be a little bit different than you. And it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of said it already. You're telling me that your views are supposedly what's correct and you're conservative and your whatever views that you have right now is involving, hating on somebody who just wants to be themselves, who wants to be accepted, who wants to be part of a family. Bitches, you think this is how you're going to get into heaven? If Jesus fucking judged you in front of you right now, this motherfucker would bitch slap the shit out of you. Fish? None for you.
Well,
Wine? You can kiss my ass. Fuck you and your family, OP.
They would also hate Jesus because he'd definitely be brown.
For real. Come on now. You're teaching your kids how to hate. Your kids are so innocent in the matter. Kind of like what the boys are saying already. Be a freaking parent. I think was it Sean that gave the idea saying like, hey, sometimes boys like girls or girls like girls, boys like boys. It doesn't matter. It's still Uncle Ryan at the end of the day. You fucking bigots. I can't stand you.
And God forbid your children
God forbid you should. God should forbid you for existing at this point.
I was gonna say, God forbid, your kids are gay. You know what I mean? Like how you will treat them like you're treating Ryan. It's just disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was very passionate about that.
No, I mean rightfully so.
Rightfully so. This is one of those ones where I'm just like so disgusted that it's hard for me to get
Put
up
together
on this
a sentence.
Yeah, it's just like everything that I need to say. I mean, John, for once, already said it, but it's just so obvious to us and our listeners how fucking evil and stupid OP is. And it's just, it sucks because you keep thinking like, oh man, the boomers are almost out of here. We're going to be good. But then there's just so many fucking little Nazi youths out here in America.
Yep.
And it really looked like we were going to be in the clear. And then
nope.
Somehow, I don't know how, the Republican Party, I mean,
unfortunately, podcasts came around too early, and the boomers still knew how to use technology.
Yeah, they really fucking got the Nazi youth going over here. And it is really disappointing to see because I thought, I was like, well, just from my childhood and I'm like, man, we're only going to get more open, more progressive as I get older. The world's going to be in a better place. Nope. Wrong.
Yeah.
It's
wrong. It's so much worse than when we were kids. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer. This person fucking sucks. I hope the kids start kind of figuring out oh shit, they're not inviting Uncle Ryan and this other aunt that's in college is also not going to hang out. Damn, I wonder what's, it seems like everyone that leaves this little racist town is kind of normal and maybe we're the shitty ones. So that's That's my only hope. Or they just get fucking internet and they, I don't know. But even that's a dangerous place because that's how all those fucking young people became indoctrinated with MAGA. I don't know. It's a sad time. It's a sad. This story makes me very, very sad.
And instead of focusing on these fucking bigots and these people who don't deserve to live in a video, well, you know what, y'all don't.
No, no longer in a video game.
No longer in a video game. I want to focus on Ryan. We've said it a bunch of the show. Just because they're blood doesn't mean they're family. They showed their true colors. They showed who they're gonna support. No matter, family is supposed to be supportive. And Ryan, if you're ever listening to the show, or if this happens to be clipped somewhere, I just want you to know. I hope you find a community or a set of new family, the ones that you make. I hope they love you. I hope they appreciate the fuck out of you. You deserve it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be with this family because they give you nothing but misery, and they should just be miserable together.
Yeah. Except for that one sister.
That one sister's cool.
Yeah.
My hot take about this is that CPS should be called. This is this is child abuse, in my opinion. You are restricting your children from learning about the world, and I think that's pretty shitty.
It's crazy. This is like the same ideology of like drag brunches are evil, drag queens can't read at libraries, the fucking let's burn these books. Like,
God forbid they teach your kid how to read.
Oh my God. It's just like, who fucking cares, dude?
Yeah. Reddit deemed asshole.
Also, it's like, all right, if you believe so strongly in what you believe in, shouldn't you be able to like tell your kids like, yeah, go learn all that shit so that when you come back and have questions, I'm so strong in my faith that I can answer it.
Yeah.
Right?
You should.
So instead of being like, oh, you can't learn shit because secretly I don't know shit. And actually that's the reason why I'm such a fucking bigot.
Yeah. Because I'm a dumbass.
Because I'm a fucking idiot.
And refuse to learn.
They want that, that generational close-mindedness, right?
Yes.
Like I feel like that's the goal of a lot of people.
Yeah.
They put themselves in their little hug box and they call us snowflakes.
Yeah. It's just so dumb. Because like if you actually knew your faith and knew shit, like you'd be able to be like, we don't have to agree with everything, but like this is why we believe this or whatever. But you don't have the answers. Like if they have questions, you already couldn't even answer like what a gay person is to your kid, which is, I feel we don't have kids. We could very easily do that. Probably because we're not we are idiots, but we're not as dumb as you, OP.
The only exhibit that you need, evidence, this is how freaking Christians and Catholics should be like, is your boy Sean. Good hair and a good mind.
And a good smile.
Oh, stop it, guys.
Mr. A+.
Guys, I'm fucking rock hard right now. This is crazy. You wouldn't be able to tell. No one would be able to tell.
We have a $10 tier. Like tomorrow, I'm pretty sure they're going to bully you. So we're buttering you.
Wow.
Yeah.
The $10 tier is very vicious to me, if I'm being quite honest.
Top Put 1541 said, we really need to normalize bullying homophobes. Just relentlessly clown on them and invite them to things until they finally understand that nobody likes them or their views, which I think is true. We should just bully these
I
people.
just know these motherfuckers put raisin in their macaroni salad, you nasty ass bitches.
I have never tried that, so I'm not going to knock it.
Good.
But
knock it. It's disgusting.
I just can't imagine that being good. But I did recently see somebody make bacon jam with raspberries. And that did look good, surprisingly.
That sounds intriguing.
Interesting.
To be honest.
It looked so good.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. This one is a best of Redditor update.
Ooh.
Posted by Throwaway Lottery. Title is, am I the asshole for winning a couple of millions of dollars on the lottery and giving half to my ex before I met my current girlfriend?
No. I think anytime it's before, that's your past life. You do whatever the hell you want. And if you gave it to your ex-girlfriend, chances are you probably had an amicable breakup or you share custody with a child, I'm guessing. So maybe you're setting them up for a better future. So I don't think your current girlfriend has any say in the scenario because you've done it before you met them.
Yeah. You didn't have the chance to give it to your current girlfriend because you didn't know her.
Exactly.
And I like what John said. If this is like a co-parenting situation, wow, that's a great reason to do that. because I can't see any other reason to give your. I mean, maybe if y'all were married, but just a girlfriend, I feel like is a good for her. You know what I mean?
I gotta ask, John, did you take your medication right before this?
No, but I had
You were on one today.
I had my best run today.
Oh,
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm still kind of like at a runner.
Runner's high, brother.
Whoa, you're locked in.
You're fucking nailing these stories.
Can't wait in the next hour when you're starting to run low.
By the Monday episode, he's gonna be catatonic.
Sean's gonna have to like say something like, and they're fucking. Huh?
Wait, what happened? Come again?
What happened? So I'm 35 male and was with my ex from school until 5 years ago. We have a child together too.
Wow.
And we both
Dab on
co-parent
'em.
really well.
What happened to the Josh dab?
Yeah.
The T-Rex.
A Canadian dab, they say.
We never had a fallout with each other, but the love and attraction was gone. In brackets, she cheated on me, but there's more to that story, and it's not all on her.
Damn.
So, sounds more
I
messy.
too cheated on her.
We cheated on each other.
If this guy didn't cheat, he's like taking full accountability for being cheated on, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it sounds like they both had failings on their sides,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
her
amicable.
cheating on him might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
for sure.
But by the sounds of it, fairly amicable for what happened.
Yeah.
So
Because if it were me, she wouldn't see a goddamn fucking dime.
2 years ago, I happened to win around £4 million on the lottery.
What's that like?
My first thought was my child. I wanted him to grow up with a comfortable life, and the less stress his parents have, the less stress he has. So I decided to split the winnings with my ex. We both have been sensible with money. I quit my job as a mechanic, took my sports and football coaching badges, and with a friend, we started a business going around to primary schools during classes in all sorts of sports and fitness, and also helping out local sports clubs and teams with coachings and methods, etc. It will never make me rich, but we make around 1.5 times the national average.
Hey.
I bought a $300,000 house and a $40,000 car, and that's about it. My ex opened up a beauty salon, and that's doing really well, and also bought herself a house. I met my current girlfriend. Also, when I'm saying dollars, I mean pounds. I just
Pounds,
keep
yeah, we're tracking.
I keep switching out. So I met my current girlfriend on a night out around 6 months ago. Things have been going really well. She knows I won the lottery, and that's why I have a nicer house and car than my income would normally provide, and why I like to go on a couple nice holidays a year. She's never asked me for anything materially, and keeps insisting on covering half the dates despite me offering to pay every time. We are getting more serious, but nowhere near moving in or anything like that, or her meeting my son yet. It all came to a head last week when the subject of my ex came up, and my girlfriend said how nice her beauty salon is. We were with a couple of my friends, and one of them said, "It should be nice, Sam paid for it." She asked what he was talking about, and before I could answer, my friend said he gave her 2 million quid. My girlfriend was quiet for the rest of the night, and then when we got back to mine, she exploded and said I was still in love with her, and that's why I gave her the money.
Hell no, that's none of her business. It's honestly none of her business.
Oh, she's not even done yet.
Jeez.
I will have to say before we keep going, and I distract you later, is there a difference between quid and pound?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
Fuck, our UK listeners are going to hate us.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
y'all can say in the comments. Josh, continue.
Yeah, let us know. So she said I'm still in love with her. That's why I gave her the money. That I wasn't normal. That no wonder a lottery winner only lives in a house like this and drives a shit car when I gave half of it away. And that I was a gullible simp. How embarrassed she is by me, and how we could be set for life with that money and never work again, etc., etc.
So quid
sound
is
like
slang.
Okay, that
Like-
makes sense.
Bucks.
Oh, got it.
She sounds like a fucking gold digger.
Yeah, that's tough. It went on for so long, I told her to leave as I'm going to bed and not listening to this anymore. I haven't seen her since, and she hasn't answered any of my calls or replied to my messages, apart from the odd insult, until today when she said the only way she could stay with me is to ask my ex for whatever money she has left to be returned to me so she can save face. I told her no, and then I'm done with her. She again accused me of trying to buy back my ex, and so I blocked her. Is this going to be a problem I have with other women going forward? And am I the asshole for this?
No, it sounds like it's just her.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be an issue. I mean, there may be other assholes that are out for your money or like jealous, but I think this is a good way to fucking filter out any weirdos.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because I don't doubt that she's the only weirdo over there. And I mean, there's weirdos everywhere when it comes to money. And so I feel like, could this happen again? Unfortunately, yes. But maybe start off the top. First date. By the way, before we get any further, I gave my ex $2 million. Were we together when I did it? No. We were broken up for 3 years, but we co-parent, and I want my kid to have a good life. Is that weird to you? And then you just you live your life. You know what I mean?
Maybe not first date.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go first date either. If it's starting
within a month,
dates,
early on,
starting to get serious a little bit. But I'm in kind of like a general consensus here too with Sean. Is at the end of the day, mind your damn business.
Yeah.
Again, if anything happened predating your relationship, especially if what they're doing, and first of all, proud of OP for being mature about the situation. At the end of the day, yes, they provided that, financial support, but it's also going towards the kid's future, in my opinion. And they're kind of like comfort level with the kid. However they handled the relationship, cheating aside, whatever, I think that it's admirable that they were able to work it out for the sake of the child, child's betterment. And also shout out for like not burning through that money and instead investing it to something really smart, like a salon for like the girlfriend, and also OP pursuing their passion and kind of like a self-aware that, hey, I might not get rich off of this, but at least you're not one of those people who we hear so much that they burn through all their winnings pretty quick. So I give you props for that, OP. But at the end of the day, none of it matters, no one has to know if you fucking won or not. That's my only thing. I'd probably not tell people that, hey, I won the lottery, because you'll kind of attract some undesirables.
Yeah. Reddit agreed and said not the asshole. Commenter said, you dodged a bullet, mate. If she's reacting like this over money that wasn't even hers and was given away before she met you, imagine how controlling she'd be if you actually shared finances. Not the asshole. To which OP responded and said, I agree, but it's surprising as she never asked me for anything before. Even when her car broke down and I fixed it, she tried to offer me money for it. So I'm trying to play the long game. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's such a weird switch up in my opinion.
Hey, some people's masks drop of the dime sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a scary sight when it comes undone.
And usually I'm against like the men that are like, oh, my girlfriend's a gold digger, but that's a pretty cut and dry one.
This is a pretty cut and dry that this one was a gold.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be like, I can't get back with you unless I get $1 million.
And she does the So update, just a quick update. She unblocked me and asked me for forgiveness, but I said, no, it's gone too far and it's over for me. She didn't take it very well, and I got bombarded with abusive messages for a day or two, but they've stopped today, as so have the phone calls from a withheld number. A few people asked me on this post why I gave my ex half rather than put it in a savings for our kid. Between us, we nearly have $1 million that we put aside for him that cannot be touched and will earn interest over the years. As for the cheating, which a lot of people mentioned, we were each other's first for everything, and we talked about it and both admitted a few years after we felt a touch of regret. We both agreed to threesomes, so over the course of the next year or so, we had threesomes with a few men and a few women. Unfortunately, she ended up catching feelings for one of the men. Not the end of the world and no reason for us to have a fallout.
This guy's very emotionally,
in tune.
Sound, yeah.
Because for me, you wouldn't see a single quid from me, bruv.
He wasn't with me shooting at the gym.
No
what are you
way.
talking about?
And then this commenter said, you're definitely not the asshole, but I do think you're a little nuts for splitting 50-50 on an ex who cheated on you. I agree with many of the commenters that it probably would have been better off in a trust fund for the kid, but what's done is done and you seem at peace with it, which is all that really matters.
Yep.
Glad to hear you cut off the girlfriend though, because she showed her true colors pretty quickly. And then OP just announces again that he has $1 million in trust, and then continues to say, I just didn't see the point in having one parent who's well off and another who's scraping by. I wanted him to have an equal life, not one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
So
This guy is a good ass person.
I wonder if he went to therapy and worked on himself for the past few
Yeah,
years.
because I mean, holy shit.
Good on OP.
Me and Sean were going scorched earth. Fuck you, man.
You cheat on me?
All right, let's move into the next one, posted by Downtown Roll 3760. Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband for saying I baby trapped him?
No.
No, that's an absurd thing to say to your partner.
Yeah, because you both grown. Like I feel like making a baby is an adult thing to do, and you probably had conversations that this might happen. And why didn't your husband, fucking use a condom if he didn't want a kid? Just saying.
Oh, there's Artie. She just had to go to the groomers today for the first time ever.
Oh my goodness.
You got it.
She's not used to her new haircut. She almost slipped there.
She had a bit of an upset stomach the other day, so it was a bit messy.
Baby.
Unfortunately, so we had to take her to the groomers.
Was she okay with the groomers?
I mean, she is the
Docile.
most gentle cat you'll ever meet.
No.
So yeah, she was fine. She's just very timid.
And then how do you think Ringo would do at the groomers?
Well, I have scratches because I also had to clean Ringo the other day, and I decided not to take her to the groomers. So two opposite sides of the spectrum, those two cats. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got off track there. But so am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband for saying I baby trapped him? To put it bluntly, me and my husband had a surprise baby while we were young. I was on long-term birth control at the time, which was an implant in my arm, and had to have it removed after we found out I was pregnant.
In your arm?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
like
heard of that one.
inside. Juliet said it was one of the most painful shit ever.
Science.
Really? I've
Yeah.
only heard it's the most painful shit ever when it comes to birth control. So
Can we please let women have fucking what do you call that, anesthetics for those shit? They don't give them to them.
really,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's maddening. I'm just like, I need to numb the pain for anything because what are we doing? Why are we subjecting women to fucking suffering so much pain?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I'm only laughing because 2 weeks ago, John was like, oh, I'm going to be in bed all day tomorrow. And I was like, oh shit, are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm just getting blood work and I'm knocked out the day.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm knocked out the day after.
I don't like needles. I hate them. They're scary. And I'm like, oh,
Dude, have you
geez.
seen how big a fucking epidural is?
Dude,
Yes.
it's
Dude.
scary.
yeah.
Those are. I saw a TikTok comment that was like, "Tell me your sorry, so off topic. Tell me a story that your husband did while you were giving birth." And then some guy said, some woman said her husband saw the doctor pull out the epidural, pass out, hit his head on some beam, and was bleeding. They had to take him to stitches, and then they brought him back up in a wheelchair with a headband and an orange juice while she's giving birth.
That's. I ain't gonna lie, that'd probably be me.
Oh, geez.
My sippy cup.
Okay, so to recap the first sentence, they had a surprise pregnancy when they were young.
Gotcha.
Last week we were out for dinner with friends, and he was making jokes and slipped in how he thinks I baby trapped him. No reason for it, nothing to back up this crazy accusation. Has never mentioned it before, but I guess drunk words are sober thoughts. Our friends obviously looked a bit shocked and uncomfortable, especially when they saw my face. I asked my husband what the heck he was on about, and he was saying how it was weird that we'd been sleeping together for 4 years, and then I randomly got pregnant. I responded by asking him a flurry of questions like, oh, did I baby trap you for the money? In brackets, he and his family were broke, mine was well off. And did I baby trap you for the house? And in brackets, we lived in my parents' property at the time. Did I baby trap you for your car?
Damn, he is
Brackets,
got
he didn't have a license at this
roast.
point. He didn't respond, and then our friends changed the subject. He's basically giving me the silent treatment ever since. Only one word answers, and only when I speak to him. By the way, since having our first child, we've been married for 3 years, bought a house with my deposit, and just double, just throwing that in there. and had 2 more children. This completely caught me by surprise, but he really seemed quite upset by this. I know it was cruel to embarrass him, but a common phrase in my area is don't dish it out if you can't take it. So am I the asshole?
The real question is, Opie's husband, did you baby trap her? It sounds like y'all have a good life together, you know? And I think Opie said it best. Don't fucking, was it dish if you can't throw it? Whatever the saying
fuck
is.
around, find out.
Yeah,
Fuck
there
around,
it is.
find out this is what it is.
Yeah, and I would say not the asshole. Could you have been nicer? Yeah, of course. There's like all of these stories where like, yeah, everyone technically could be nicer for sure. But when you get fucking surprised and like a fucking, not only did he say the joke, when you were like, explain it. And he
What do you mean by that?
yeah. And the fact that he wasn't like, oh, my bad. It was a bad joke. That's on me. Like, I don't mean that at all. He was like, well, yeah, isn't it weird? Like, and then says something that he like, it sure sounds like he's been harboring feelings for the entire time. So, I mean, I think that is well deserving of the roast that he received. I will say, what an awkward moment for all your friend groups. I mean, just sitting through that from both sides, just being like, yo, whoa.
Yeah.
Tough look.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was on him.
No, it's 100% on him. I'm not
For opening it up in front of the friends. And it's just like, yeah, you try and embarrass me in front of our friends. Like saying I would do that to you is pretty fucked up. I'm going to hit you back with some
terrible accusation.
honest truth.
Actually, I don't want friends like this. I just want to be a fly in a wall. Podcast suggestion that we can make, have couples resolve their problems while we're just in the background listening and like being the tea. I would
Interesting.
love that.
Play by
Fly on
play
the wall
for.
podcast.
We should watch couples argument videos and do play by play. Pause. Here, let's get an instant rewind on that one, Chuck. Terrible execution on the apology there. Not sincere at all.
Well, welcome to illustration, and then you just fucking like yellow dots, yellow circles, like you see when this motherfucker said this. Play-by-play analysis of like arguments. Podcast idea. We'll trademark it.
Honestly,
yeah.
We'll talk
there's
offline.
so much reality TV that we could just play by play all of the arguments that are on.
That's true.
I mean, 90 days right there, brother.
There's so many.
So many.
That concept is basically this time I was at a restaurant and a couple sat down beside me. And I think I've told this on the podcast before, but we were eating and then I hear the guys start, like they order, and then he starts into a breakup speech to her.
Oh, yeah.
And he had ordered food, came to him, she's bawling, and he is just eating it. And she's crying, being like, why is this happening, basically? And we're just sitting there, like, the tables are a couple inches from each other. It is not far. Just awkwardly sitting there being like, oh, God, I want to listen, but I don't want to make it super obvious.
Ooh,
Are you going to eat that?
The way I'd be.
I noticed you haven't touched your Dino Nuggets. Are you going to eat those? Or?
That milkshake looks good.
Yeah, I should have got that.
So, yeah, basically that concept, but as a podcast form. I see what you're saying.
We'll talk offline, boys.
Yeah, Josh really hated that moment. Whereas, so that could be the audience.
I would love it.
So, Reddit team, not the asshole, and there was a quick update. They say, I'm 100% sure my husband doesn't genuinely think I baby trapped him. I think it was just a very poor joke where I was the punchline, and I opened my mouth before I had time to think. I have apologized for embarrassing him with my response, and he has, of course, apologized for his inappropriate quote
there
joke.
you go.
Oh, good.
And has clarified to our friends. Thank you for your opinions, tips, and advice. It helped give some clarity and outside insight before having a proper discussion with him about the incident.
Yeah.
We got the Sean ending, basically,
Yeah.
Wholesome.
which is fine. But also, if you subject yourself becoming or if you're trying to make someone else a punchline, don't be surprised if someone punches back.
This is why I'm always like, why would you ever want to make your partner the punchline? You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
we all deal with enough shit as it is.
Especially when something serious as like, oh, like, yeah, she trapped me into having a baby. Like, what the fuck? I think you're also doing the tango in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To which Low Wish says, if anything, he trapped you.
That's what I'm saying.
Based on everything that we heard from OP, that could be true. All right, moving on to the final story here. Cross posted by Fruit Bat Girl. And the title is, Am I the asshole for telling my husband that he isn't in charge of the ER?
Oh, he's mansplaining to the doctors.
To the fucking doctors and nurses.
Yep.
What if he is a doctor?
Even then, you're not the one. It's not your OR.
Yeah, you're not on shift. So
That's true.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
I will say this has a crazy twist in it. I'm excited for you to see.
Damn, it turns out they are in charge of that department.
So my husband is really mad at me for this, and it's been a few days. So I figured I'll bring it here and see what other people have to say. A few days ago, I, 23 female, broke my foot by tripping over a really big tree root when I was gardening. I knew I had broken something when it happened. I hobbled back inside, but I could barely put even a little bit of weight on it. So my husband, 33 male, took me to the ER.
Wait,
How long y'all been
pause.
dating?
Pause. Can you
They're
please
married.
say the ages again, Josh?
23 and 33.
Illegal.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you, Sean.
Also, yeah, I know they're married, but I'm like, how long were y'all dating prior to that?
No, I'm just saying like they had enough time to get
Yeah,
married
so
as well.
it's like-
so
brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, for context, my husband isn't the most patient person in the world, and he is kind of nervous around hospitals/doctors, though he'll never admit it. When I was pregnant, he would just be nervous just being in the office, and then when they tease him, saying it's just the nerves of being a new dad, but it was really just white coat syndrome, which is a condition. I looked this up. It's a condition where a person's blood pressure is elevated when measured in a clinical setting.
That's a real thing. My dad had it. That's why his nickname growing up was a name of a doctor. Because every time a doctor came by to town, he'll be scared and hiding.
And when we were in the ER, he was being expectantly impatient and pacing around. We waited around an hour before I got called back. By then, he was really straining to be still and polite. He wasn't rude or anything, but he was just very short with the nurses and with people, with other people, and it didn't say very much. When they asked me about pregnancy status, he interrupted me because of how recent I was pregnant. A couple minutes later, the nurse asked him to leave. At first, he was like, "Why?" And she just said it's standard for a few questions because they have to give me privacy. He said, "We are married. We don't have or need privacy from each other."
Classic control tactics
Yep.
from a goddamn predator, if I've ever had to see it.
She was trying to be really nice and was just like, "It's just standard, sorry." But he wouldn't go until she was like, "I'll literally have to call security if you don't willingly go for like 5 minutes." I eventually said to him, "You're not in charge of the ER, please go." He was livid, I could tell, but he did go. And then she asked me really strange questions about my living situation.
Questions we're all wondering, OP.
Yeah. Everything was fine, and she let him come back in, and they gave me an x-ray and a boot, and we left. Well, my husband was very upset about how the hospital treated us, making us wait, and separating a married couple.
Oh my God. You're not special. This happens with everybody.
I know he just hated being there in the first place, and the fact I said what I said. He hasn't downright said it to me, but he's been so passive-aggressive about, quote, being in charge. Generally, I feel like I really try to do my best to keep the peace, but I really didn't want security called or anything insane to happen. Well, I was just trying to see if I broke my foot or not. So am I the asshole for that?
No. And I think the hospital was doing a great job. Because look, if your husband was being cooperative the whole time, and you were saying, I think you were kind of making excuses for him a little bit, saying like, you know, he's being short with people, but he's not being rude. If he's being short with people, chances are he was rude as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus the whole big ass difference aside, I kind of see what the hospital is doing, just trying to make your due diligence that, hey, did you really just hurt your foot, or is there something else that's kind of going on in here? And to kind of separate who could possibly be like someone that is a perpetrator from like, you know, the person that got hurt. And the fact that your husband is acting so funny, strangely, kind of what Sean is saying, kind of controlling, trying to control the narrative in the situation. I would feel some nervousness here too.
If I was the nurse or doctor, I'd be like, yeah, this is a red flag. I definitely need to be asking these questions and separate them because, you know, like, it's just crazy of him to like, well, the way she's painting it, I don't actually know if this is true, but like he's nervous and just wants us to be over with. but he's arguing with the nurse.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you're nervous, shouldn't you just be like, yeah, like do whatever they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so we can get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You know what's not going to make it go faster? You fucking arguing with the nurse. So, yeah, I think OP is really putting on a playing defense for her husband, because I think he's just a controlling asshole. I don't know if it matters if he's in a hospital or not. Mm-hmm. So Reddit deemed not the asshole, and Front Rip 4064 said, "You have the age gap, you have broken bones, you have a husband being a dick. That's enough for the ER staff to initiate the potential domestic abuse protocol." Mm-hmm. And that's all it is, because all this is a very like a big red flag for people like nurse or doctor in this situation.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I could see the nervousness. I could get behind that is a pretty, like, I've seen it in people.
Sure.
But it's the control thing, right? Like for it to escalate to a point where security needs to be called for you to even step out a little bit, the escalation gotta be pretty high for them to initiate that type of protocol.
Yeah.
So you are not, they were being probably extremely problematic and being really extremely rude to staff.
Okay, here it is. Because OP is commenting a lot in the chat. Not great comments either. Defending him a lot, which is getting downvoted. But here's some clarification on how long they've been together. Been together for 3, almost 4 years, married for 2.
19?
19.
Yep.
19 and 29.
Gross.
Interesting. Where are the parents, right, Sean?
Where are the goddamn parents?
Who knows? Unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, OP is playing strong defense for her husband in the comments, and that's not going over well with Reddit.
Yeah.
So
Not her fault entirely. I'm sure she's...
No, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been groomed.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
All right. That is it, Wikimaniacs, for this episode. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Give us a thumbs up, like, whatever it is on the platform you are listening or watching on. And don't forget to subscribe if you really like what we do.
2 juicy stories for the
in the
patrons and
Patreon.
YouTube members.
Yeah.
Really juicy.
If you want to hear those, go to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network or click join on the YouTube channel, and you will get to see and listen to 2 extra stories. Mm-hmm. Sean's got the new merch up. Sean, give it a plug.
I did it. Reddit on wikishop.com. Reddit on wikishop.com. Designed by the goat of goats. Mid-score. Indeed.
Whoa.
So check out that merch. As always, the patrons will decide what charity we donate to. But yeah, check out that merch. It's available and all the usual stuff: stickers, mugs, hats, crop hoodie. So all that shit, you can get it there. If you want, you could fucking message me on the Discord and be like, would love this on a fucking bucket hat. I'll put on a goddamn
Sean
bucket
will
hat.
make it
A
happen.
bucky?
Just tell me
Ooh.
what you would like this design on, and I got you.
Oh my God. I totally forgot this on
You
top of the
should
show.
make-
But
yeah.
can we talk about mid-score?
The fucking
Please.
goat.
Yes, we can always talk about mid-score.
Oh my God. So my voice cracked because that's how emotional I got about that. So last Thursday, the 3rd of July, I got a knock on my door saying that, actually I was out. And then Juliet texted me like, hey, you have a package waiting for you at the door. So I rushed home because she said, hey, it might be something like edible or might
Time
be like
sensitive.
something perishable. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll go back home. Went home, got flowers, right? And I was just like, what the fuck are these from? Like, I don't get flowers. At first I was like, hey, I thank Juliet. I'm like, hey, thank you for the flowers. I appreciate it. And then she was like, oh, that's not for me. So I was like, who the hell would send me flowers besides my boys? So I messaged Josh and Sean. I was like, oh, if
We were
this
like,
is you
oh,
guys,
shit.
thank you. Like, I appreciate you because, this is shit like these guys would do for me. And then my dumbass didn't check the note. I should have done that first. And then it read something like, it was because it was my dad's death anniversary during that time. It was, I forgot what verbatim it says, but basically it says like grief is not easy or blah, blah, blah. But the Wikimaniacs got you. And I was just like, that's why I thought it was Josh and Sean that sent that. So I was like, oh, thank you, boys. And then they were like, wish I could take credit for this shit. It ain't me.
Yeah.
And then Juliet texted me, she was like, oh yeah, that was from Midscore. She reached out to me to get this delivered to you. Boy, I started crying like a motherfucker. I was just like, this has got to be the nicest thing someone has ever done. And Midscore, thank you. I messaged you a bunch of times already. I said, if you're ever in town or if I'm ever nearby, I will treat you out because that was nice. I ugly cried for like 30 minutes and I appreciate you. You're the GOAT.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. The goat of goats.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Midscore. The final thing I would like to say about Midscore, which is less, touching, but still important.
Oh, the auto mod?
The auto mod on our subreddit is now active. So I know many people like screenshot and then like post those in the subreddit. You don't have to do that now. If you are on like, am I the asshole? Today I fucked up. Reading a story, you can just click share, cross post that to the Reddit on Wiki subreddit. And then it should, even if it gets deleted, there's an auto mod in the comments that will save the text from the cross post.
Whoa.
So it should save you guys time. It should be a lot easier to cross post now. So you guys should be able to do that. Shout out to Midscore, goat of goats.
Everyone should just comment, thank you, Midscore.
Absolutely.
The best person ever.
Yes. All right. So with that, we will close out the episode. Thank you, John and Sean, for coming on today and giving your takes. Thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Later.
Bye.